empezar, pues vamos a este tema, checar audio, chequemos qué tal está el audio del control, total play conectado para que no haya ningún tema, volumen de auriculares para escucharlo como se debe. Y pues a ver, vamos a ver esta primera advertencia del juego.
Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming.
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. What if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through our eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade Senua Sacrfifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness. The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet's or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the centre of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall called Hadrian's Wall that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
Don't know much.
Oh. Zeno's still.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No.
came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was gelt. A gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers in his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink to the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet in flames and will play against the sky. Heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla defeated everywhere. Prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at the University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive. And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very, very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of darkness is in hell, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health has always been presented in the media in a way that's particularly helpful. Can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experienced psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
Thanks so much. Pleasure. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Ferneyhoe, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness. And crucially, that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Ferneyhoe provided, I put together a soundproof and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you. Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice heroes to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like. Partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also crucially listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East to work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experienced.
Sometimes with the visuals or what we see too much, it comes to until eventually in fact don't say anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As you know, my heart is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow. These days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper. I just wanna feel deeper. As you know, my heart is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow. These days are killing me. Feel like this, read like this. I just wanna live that song. I just wanna feel deeper.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students who are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors almost 24 hours a day. He met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left in that hole.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representation, or not far enough?
Broke and love. Just like your soul.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might would be coincidence or not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have particular salience or importance.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they can be immersive. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making association between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalks them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory have asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
Pues bueno, comenzamos con este juego con esta pequeña presentación porque pues, es uno de los mejores juegos que aparentemente pueden dar una experiencia referente a tema de la psicosis, que es una enfermedad que muy pocas veces se habla por el tema del tabú. Pero pues ahora sí, vamos a comenzar con Hellblade Senua Sacrfifice.
Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You are safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close, so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer.
This journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? She's doing this.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. That's not quite true. Some are old, some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why is she looking? Why aren't you looking so
Look, up ahead. You see it too?
You promised you could.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call Hell.
Go back. It's not safe. Go back. It's not safe.
Look around now, you will see them. The drought, the sea, here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
They're watching.
Stop. Can you feel them watching?
They're watching.
So close. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger. You might try and ignore it. Turn away. It's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
Oh, you're here.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death.
Okay.
What is she looking at? What is she looking at? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Do not forget stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hell's Gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea, and find a road that leads north and down through deep dark valleys. After nine nights of riding, you will follow a great river, and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the river of knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
Okay. Dándole unos corro.
He's not stopping. Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog. The old fool was right. What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's got lost. Where are you?
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved. Dillian.
Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she turn back? She's doing this for him. He's already dead. She needs to save faces. She wants her soul to be
The bridge to Hellblade. I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. Oh, it wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path to it. Let's see, shall we?
Una cosa que olvidé mencionar y que es importante en este juego es que si mueres bastantes veces, por lo que llegué a escuchar, el juego comienza a tener una mecánica, ¿cómo decirlo?, de que comienza a afectar el cuerpo de esta cena. Lo infecta y una vez que se cubre completamente de esta infección, el juego termina y se reinicia desde cero. Entonces, pues, la meta, el objetivo es tratar de no morir tantas veces.
The north speaks of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Sacrfifice. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Hellblade, and that is where you must travel.
Qué interesante. Acabo de ver que para completar todos los récords hay que seguir la secuencia de todos los listos nórdicos. Juro que si estuviera yo en la situación yo estaría gritando que se callaran. No, estoy en peligro. Es curioso, ¿no?
Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now. No, this is it. The hidden path.
No sé, nunca me ha pasado así, pero cuando siento que tengo ansiedad, los pensamientos se comienzan a llegar sobre si puedo hacer las cosas o algo. No sé, me suenan parecidos.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. Bastards catch me again. Never! Who are you? Just a
Drew. Stay together.
From my tales of the Northland, they call me Drew. Liar. An old fool. Drew is my truth.
It's good to see you again.
You kept your vow.
I guide you, and this life next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me your stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
The runes that seal the gates to hell. Focus your eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Your eyes. I can see one.
Hold it in your mind's eye. Find one like it to the gate. Look towards the gate. And the gate.
Okay.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous. Follow it. What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's safe. It worked.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell, but I watched them, learned their ways.
I know you did.
You listen, when everyone else laughed. My people build the heaven horizons. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northland feel our fury.
Another voice joins us. She was trying to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. What good is that then? When we are always here. On the edge. Pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
No, man.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on others' sons, and yet much worse on her fathers. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her he was bargained.
Okay. Curiosamente también estoy viendo que se divide en puntos, posiblemente en capítulo historia. Por aquí en cuanto bajamos.
the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that walks over hellfire. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find it. Shh. Someone's here. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist it. Just give it back.
Ahora estoy en un dilema enorme. No sé si la protagonista está muerta, si está en el limbo, si las sombras significan pues la muerte. Y bueno,
Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is wrought. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Okay. Ok, había escuchado de la dinámica, pero no sabía que te avisaba el juego.
That is what Dillian told her. With every defeat, the dark rot will grow and soon will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the god that guarded. The god of fire, sword, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
It won't open. She has to fight two gods first. Two gates.
Izquierda o derecha.
She's going to die. Which one will she challenge first? Be very careful. Choose a gate, Senua.
Primero el lado del corazón.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on his remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
Que se ha cerrado.
Ymir was a frost giant, a being in dark darkness, and all his sons and grandsons were dark after him. Of his daughters and granddaughters, some were monstrous, others fair. But there was another who came from the ice. Buri. In shape, he was like a man, big, powerful. His son, Bor, took a fair giant to be his wife, and they had three sons. Odin was the eldest, and the Northmen held him to be the foremost of the gods, the All-Father.
Seguramente van a pedir algo por acá.
What's that? It's a door. Push it. Did it.
Veo que algo brilla.
hides the path to Valravn. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
Comienzo a creer que me adelanté un poco. Sí, es interesante como ahorita lo que mencionaban en el documental de la visión caleidoscópica. Esto está brillando. Ok.
It's funny. We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? Once we do, it was never really there.
De la nada todo se puso gris.
This is the price she pays for seeing things differently. Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all that lurks within it can see you too.
Okay.
The North will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
No sé si esa era elegir esta opción. No hay que regresar.
The Northmen say that in the beginning there was nothing but darkness, bitter cold to the north, fiery hot south. They say the cold formed ice, which melted from the sparks from the south. The power of the darkness gave life to the dripping ice, and the first giant was born, and was named Ymir. The ice continued to drip, and the power of the void gave life to it, and it became a cow whose milk fed the giant. That's right, cow. But you weren't expecting that. The fire giant has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
She found the wretched old fool her way back from the wilds. An outcast, was badly burned all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long on this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness.
The North tells this story. Before the earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the sun, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant Ymir.
De la otra parte falta.
Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure the journey there.
Ya decía yo que la otra zona estaba muy corta, pero esto nos da una guía para saber cómo ir abarcando el juego. Por orden, primero se debería hacer el lado izquierdo y después el derecho.
power of illusion comes from ravens. Allowing the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, truth. Look how much has changed.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
Okay. Yo creo que tiene más sentido. Sí puedo. Para hacer un juego de generación pasada se ve bastante bien.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
What does it mean? Which way is it? Can't you see ravens. Mother of Sally. He's gone. He disappeared. Wait. Go. Where is he? Listen, because Fight!
Is she lost? Maybe I started her. I also intended the tragedy. She turned around the world living with berries, roots, and flowers. Stood on the through a chemical surgery. Others, like Senua, to purchase. Those who make it back are forever changed.
She can get out. What's happening? She can get out. How can she get out? It must be magic. A trick. Trick. How can she get out? It's him. Dark magic. It's not. He's out. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it. It's magic. It's magic.
If you hear this, follow it, and it will lead you to him. But be aware of his illusions. You can't always trust his eyes.
Picture fading, and we think of a shadow as creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. Deep, primal signal from within. A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
She can't go in there. Forever stay. Drew says there's find a way. Go round. Find your own path.
¿Qué? Primera vez que casi me matan.
The Northmen say Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls. The Northmen say Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood.
Bueno, es la runa que parece.
They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught sparks flying from Muspel and made them into stars. And to protect the world giants.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
Okay. Parece que primero tengo que activar eso. Esa runa.
This reminds me of something. The forest. Where? Which forest? The wilds. She went to the wilds along the lake. She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could be her own. Did she eat her darkness? No. It nearly killed her. She Drew helped her. It wasn't the Drew, she'd be dead. She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dylan. She came in but she couldn't. She thought her curse was protected. She thought her curse was protected. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She died. She curse was tainted.
Wow. Ok, como que va teniendo más sentido el tema de lo postraumático. Aparte de una enfermedad más que un duelo de esa forma. Wow.
The gate is open.
There's no such thing as victory when it comes to the top dogs. Your lord, biding in stardom. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
The ravens. They're gone. No. Half gone. They're gone. It's not help. It's true. Wait.
Out in the wild. In the cold of the woods.
Where have they gone?
She no longer felt for this world. She almost gave into the darkness. She remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on and kill that which had become part of her.
realm's final illusion, this is key. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both send others. We can fight it together. Speak to me, Drew. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Finland. The Northmen captured his sister, and his father sent pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemy set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother killed. But he escaped with sorrow. His father's enemies regret his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went out there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and turned him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Finland made his escape. What was Finland burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Drew was born. Drew. And though Finland never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Drew, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Madre, ¿viste ese plano? Esa madera es el...
The gate is open.
I know it from the wild. It's coming back for me. I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember. It didn't end well in the wild. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, back into the maelstrom. Drown my mind in fear, deeper. Driving me down so far into the void that makes this time. There is no coming back. But there, in the darkness, she remembered what he told her.
Hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you now. You left me to the wild. You trapped me there. But not this time!
The Mark of Valravan, one of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory, bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for truth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard the stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
She was younger. She would lay on the grass and stare at the clouds. And then she saw them. Elusive. Shifting faces. After a while she could see the face of the river. The trees. The mountains. Caves. I wondered, can you see the faces too? They're there, if you look for them.
Mother.